How do you do, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy New Year. Okay, time for New Year resolutions, which means we need to have a plan for the next 12 months. I hope you have a plan. I don't. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter which way I look, I can no longer produce any kind of New Year resolution. I have no idea what to do for the future. In effect, the future is just a continuation of the mess we're all in, which is pretty dispiriting. Let me instead suggest for myself what I would like to resolve. I want to write more books and promote them and up my sales. Unfortunately, in order to do that, I need to go back to school and learn how to use AI, artificial intelligence. If I look back at the past 40-odd years, I seem to have spent a large part of my life learning new technologies. I'm stuffed with all kinds of knowledge, from how to write HTML code, to understanding how computers work, how to use social media for advertising, and all the side issues that one gets bogged down with, such as programming, using various programming languages, creating apps, and using various essential algorithms to make sure things work the way one wants them to work. Unfortunately, I do wonder whether it is worth learning to use various AIs, because maybe in, 5 years' time, they will be a lot cleverer than I am. And this is where it counts, they will eventually put me out of work. A couple of years ago, I wrote a book all about this stuff, and it seemed that roughly every 3 months I ended up writing another chapter and adjusting the previous chapters so they fitted in with what was going on at the time. Until it got to the point where I simply couldn't keep up with the technological advances, and I gave up on the idea of ever publishing the book, because by the time I'd started making a profit, the damn thing would be obsolete. Well, things have now gotten worse. I feel we're close to a situation where it is becoming pointless learning to do, use, and make profitable anything at all, because AIs are going to be able to do those things quicker and better than I could ever hope to do. So why bother? It gets even worse. What am I going to do with the rest of my life? Anything? Nothing? Just potter about, eat, drink and be merry, and sod everything else? The real question these days is, are human beings about to be sidelined in so many ways? So what, going forward, is the purpose in life? AI can make my car obsolete. I just dial up one from Waymo and send it back when I've finished using it. How long before it can mend itself? Airplanes and trains can run themselves. There's that old joke about what's the pilot for, and, why is there a pilot and a dog on every airplane? The pilot's there to feed the dog is there to bite the pilot if he dares to touch the controls. That's the way things are going. There's even a farm that operates without humans. I mean, imagine that. It's crazy. I once invested in a company that produced a system that would make Michelin-starred meals for people, and it was all automatic. Well, let's come down to easier things, office work's been largely automated for the past 30 years. If you work in an office, you're doomed in terms of ever reaching your pensionable age. In fact, to be quite honest, we are within a decade of 90% of workers being made obsolete. They probably won't within a decade, but they could be. So, where does that leave us all? Quite simply, it leaves a vast majority of us having been upstaged and put out of work by the advances of technology. The question as to my goals for the next 12 months is really more about what the heck do I do for the rest of my life, because I can see myself slowly, or is that quickly, being made redundant. Heck, can I even work for myself? It's not as if somebody's going to put me out of work. It's the advance of technology that is going to put me out of work. Do I want work? Do you want work? What are we all going to do? Even if it takes more than a generation before the effects of handing everything over to AI starts to seriously upset the current patterns of life, the writing's on the wall. Human beings are being made redundant. So how do we justify ourselves going forward? A New Year's resolution? Forget it. Forget it. A new year's going to be the old year. We're going to start going backwards. Welcome to 2023.